Before we dive in,
Yeah.
I want to give a quick shout out
Oh, yeah.
to Rositza Ivanova and her website, aura911.com. If you guys are out there looking for clear, practical advice
Yeah.
on esoteric topics, you should absolutely check it out.
I agree.
What I love about aura901.com is how Rositza breaks down these sometimes complex spiritual concepts and makes them accessible to everyone.
Yeah, it's true. She has a real knack for taking these profound ideas and distilling them into actionable steps. And, she really encourages her readers to engage with the material, too.
I think that's fantastic.
She invites questions and even topic suggestions right on the site.
It really shows her dedication to making this knowledge accessible.
Absolutely.
So listeners, I encourage you to visit aura911.com and explore.
Yeah.
You might be surprised at what you discover.
For sure.
And if you have any burning questions or specific areas you'd like her to cover, don't hesitate to reach out.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of esoteric knowledge, let's dive into our topic today.
Okay.
We're exploring the concept of the spiritual gangster.
All right.
Drawing insights from aura911.com and weaving in some powerful teachings from Shaman Durek on personal responsibility and overcoming negativity.
This is going to be good. This is where things get really interesting.
Yeah.
Because at first glance, these sources might seem quite different.
Okay.
But as we unpack their ideas, you'll see how they actually complement each other in a really fascinating way.
All right, so let's start by grounding ourselves in the basics.
Yeah.
What exactly is a spiritual gangster, according to aura911.com?
Well, Rositza describes it as this powerful blend of inner strength and resilience, coupled with a deep connection to spiritual principles.
That's a pretty compelling image, right? Yeah. Not your typical meditation and mantras stereotype.
Exactly. It's about tapping into your inner warrior.
Oh, I like that.
But not in an aggressive way.
Okay.
It's about using that strength to navigate life's challenges, to pursue your own growth, but also to act with compassion towards others.
And this idea of action, of taking charge of your life, really resonates with Shaman Durek's teachings too.
Absolutely.
He's not about passive spirituality.
Nope.
He emphasizes personal responsibility and creating the reality you desire.
Both sources acknowledge the power we hold within.
Yes.
But they also highlight the importance of actively using that power.
Right.
It's not enough to just know these principles. Yeah. We have to put them into practice.
So let's talk about how to do that.
Okay.
Aura901.com outlines 6 steps to becoming a spiritual gangster. And I have to say, they're surprisingly practical.
They are?
Would you mind walking us through them?
Of course. Let's focus on how each step can be valuable to you, the listener.
Perfect.
Step 1 is all about authenticity and self-awareness.
Okay.
It's about understanding your values, your strength, and even your shadows.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You can't really move forward with intention if you don't have a solid understanding of who you are.
Right.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Then step 2 focuses on building emotional resilience.
Now, this doesn't mean ignoring or suppressing your emotions.
Right.
It's about learning to master them.
So it's about navigating the ups and downs of life without being completely swept away by them.
Exactly. Developing that inner strength to face challenges, learn from setbacks, and ultimately bounce back even stronger.
Which brings us to step 3. Cultivating compassion and empathy, but without losing your boundaries.
Yeah.
This one seems tricky.
It is a delicate balance.
Yeah.
It's about understanding and connecting with others' experiences while also honoring your own needs and limits.
Right.
You don't have to sacrifice yourself to be compassionate.
Okay, step 4 is about embracing meditation and mindfulness practices. I think a lot of our listeners are already familiar with these concepts.
Yes, but it's worth emphasizing how crucial they are for the spiritual gangster path.
Okay.
A calm, focused mind is essential for navigating challenges and making conscious choices.
Step 5 is about living with purpose and intention, figuring out what truly matters to you, and aligning your actions with those values.
And this raises an important question for our listeners.
Yes.
What does living with purpose mean for you? What kind of impact do you want to make on the world?
That's a powerful question.
Yeah.
And finally, we have step 6, practicing non-attachment.
Okay.
I'll admit, this one can be a bit intimidating.
Yeah.
What does it actually look like in practice?
Well, it's not about becoming emotionally detached or indifferent.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that we don't have control over everything. It's about releasing the need to control outcomes and finding a sense of freedom in the flow of life.
So we have these 6 steps from aura911.com.
Right.
Which provide a great framework.
Yeah.
But here's where the connection to Shaman Durek gets really fascinating.
Yes. Because when we delve into his teachings, we'll see how he echoes and amplifies these themes in his own unique way.
For example, Durek is a huge advocate for authenticity.
Oh, absolutely.
He famously said, if you don't feel safe as you, nothing else works.
It's so true.
It seems so simple, yet it's profound.
It really is. And it ties back to that first step, self-awareness.
Right.
You can't build a solid foundation if you're constantly trying to be someone you're not.
Then there's his perspective on excuses.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think is incredibly valuable for anyone on a path of personal growth.
Definitely.
He acknowledges that past trauma is real, but he also says it's not happening now.
Right.
So what's your excuse today?
It's a powerful question, isn't it? He's challenging us to take responsibility for our present choices and actions rather than clinging to the past.
That's where his tough love approach can be so effective. It might not always feel comfortable,
Right.
but it forces us to confront our limiting beliefs and step into our power.
He's not letting us off the hook.
No, he's not.
He's reminding us that we are active participants in our own lives.
Right.
And we have the ability to change our circumstances.
One of the most intriguing concepts from Durek is what he calls the looking for God principle.
Yes.
I have to admit, I was a bit confused by it at first.
It is an interesting concept.
It is.
I think we should dedicate some time to unpacking it further.
Okay.
What do you say we explore it in more detail in the next part of our deep dive?
I'm totally on board.
Right.
It's a concept that deserves its own dedicated exploration.
Definitely.
Listeners will be back after a short break to do just that.
Sounds good. So before the break, we were about to delve into Shaman Durek's looking for God principle.
Right.
This idea really resonated with me because it's so deceptively simple, yet incredibly profound.
I know I was a bit skeptical at first,
Oh, yeah.
but the more I think about it,
Yeah.
the more I see how it connects to so many other spiritual teachings, especially mindfulness.
Exactly. It's all about shifting your focus.
Okay.
Are you constantly dwelling on what's wrong in your life?
Right.
Or are you actively searching for the good, the beauty,
Yeah.
the divine spark in every moment?
That's where Durek's examples come in.
Yeah.
He talks about looking for God in the wind on your face, or even finding it in a delicious meal.
I love that.
It's not necessarily about a specific deity,
Right.
but about cultivating that sense of awe and appreciation for the everyday miracles that surround us.
I love that. It's about recognizing the sacred in the seemingly mundane.
Right.
And that can have a powerful impact on our perception of the world and ourselves.
It's like a mental reset button, isn't it?
Yeah.
Instead of getting caught up in negativity and complaining, we can consciously choose to focus on the positive aspects of any situation.
And that shift in perspective can have a ripple effect
Yeah.
on our emotions, our actions, even our overall well-being.
It reminds me of the saying, what you focus on expands.
Oh, totally.
If we're constantly looking for things to be upset about, we'll always find them.
Always.
But if we're actively seeking out the good, we open ourselves up to a whole new level of experience.
Precisely. And this brings us back to Shaman Durek's emphasis on personal responsibility.
Okay.
He doesn't just talk about looking for the good. Right.
He challenges us to take ownership of our own happiness and fulfillment.
That's where his tough love approach really comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
He calls us out on our excuses, our victim mentality,
Yeah.
and pushes us to see how we might be contributing to our own suffering.
I think it's important to acknowledge that this kind of directness can be jarring for some people.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I also believe that there's a deep compassion underlying his message.
Right.
He's not trying to shame anyone.
No,
He's trying to wake us up to our own power.
it's like he's saying, hey, I know you've been through some tough stuff, but you're not a victim.
Right.
You have the ability to choose a different path to create a different reality.
And that's incredibly empowering.
It is.
He gives examples of people staying in unhealthy relationships, blaming their financial struggles on their childhood and so on.
Right.
He challenges us to stop making excuses and start taking responsibility for our current choices and actions.
It's about recognizing that while the past may have shaped us,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to define us. Absolutely.
We always have the power to choose how we respond to our circumstances.
Exactly. And that's a key element of becoming a spiritual gangster.
Okay.
Owning your power, taking responsibility for your life, and creating the reality you desire.
So we've talked about the principles, the mindset.
Yeah.
But let's get down to the practical side.
Okay.
What are some tangible actions we can take on a daily basis to cultivate this spiritual gangster energy?
Well, Aura911.com offers some great suggestions,
Okay.
and I think we can view them through the lens of Shaman Durek's intensity and passion.
I love that idea. So for instance, aura911.com talks about the importance of morning rituals.
Yes. And Durek would say, don't just go through the motions. Make those rituals powerful, infuse them with intention, and set the tone for your entire day.
They also emphasize the power of affirmations and setting intentions.
And Durek would urge us to not just repeat empty phrases,
Right.
but to really feel them, to embody the energy of those affirmations with every fiber of our being.
Mindful movement is another key practice that both sources highlight.
Absolutely. And Durek would say, don't just move your body, move your soul, dance like nobody's watching, shake off the negativity and unleash your inner warrior.
Aura911.com suggests journaling as a tool for self-reflection and growth.
And Durek would encourage us to use journaling to uncover our limiting beliefs and see where we might be contributing to our own problems, not from a place of judgment, but from a place of empowerment so we can take ownership and make changes.
Both sources also emphasize the importance of acts of kindness and giving back.
Yes, and Durek would remind us that true kindness is not just about being nice.
Okay.
It's about radiating love and compassion into the world, making a positive impact on others.
And finally, aura911.com stresses the importance of self-care and rest.
Durek would wholeheartedly agree, but he would also add, don't use self-care as an excuse to be lazy. Rest and recharge so you can come back even stronger, ready to conquer your goals.
I love how these two sources, while seemingly different, really complement each other.
Me too.
It's like we're creating this potent blend of spiritual wisdom and practical action.
Exactly. And that's what makes this deep dive so exciting.
Yeah.
We're not just exploring concepts, we're giving you tools to transform your life.
So to recap, being a spiritual gangster is not about sitting on a mountaintop meditating all day.
Right.
It's about aligning your inner world with your outer actions, taking responsibility for your life, and creating a reality that is authentic, purposeful, and, dare I say, a little bit badass.
And both sources agree the power is within us.
It is.
But we have to choose to use it daily.
This has been an incredible exploration so far, but before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a final thought-provoking question to ponder.
Yes, something to really spark your imagination and perhaps inspire action.
If you started looking for God or goodness, positivity, whatever resonates with you in every situation, how would your life change? What one action will you take today based on what we've discussed to embody the spiritual gangster within?
That's a powerful question to reflect on. And remember, the journey doesn't end here. It's an ongoing process of growth, evolution, and continual refinement.
We hope this deep dive has given you valuable insights and inspiration to step into your power and create the life you truly desire.
Until next time, keep diving deep and keep looking for the good in everything.
It really does get to the heart of it, doesn't it? Like, it's not just about understanding these concepts. It's about integrating them into our lives, making them a lived experience.
Absolutely. And I think that's where this idea of the spiritual gangster becomes so relevant. It's not a destination. It's a journey of constant evolution, always striving to align our inner world with our outer actions.
And it's important to remember that it's not about achieving some kind of perfect state of being. We're all going to stumble. We're all going to make mistakes.
You are.
It's how we pick ourselves up and learn from those experiences that truly matters.
Both aura901.com and Shaman Durek emphasize this point. It's an ongoing practice. It's not about reaching some pinnacle of perfection, but rather about showing up every day, making conscious choices, and continually refining our approach to life.
It's like we're building a muscle.
Total.
That spiritual gangster muscle.
Yeah.
And the more we use it,
yeah,
the stronger it gets.
Exactly. And as that muscle strengthens, we become more resilient, more compassionate, and ultimately more empowered to handle whatever life throws our way.
And the cool thing is,
what's that?
As we embody this spiritual gangster energy, we naturally inspire those around us to do the same.
Exactly.
It creates a ripple effect of positivity and empowerment.
It does.
So as you go about your day, remember the key takeaways from this deep dive. Embrace your authenticity. Cultivate your emotional resilience. Practice compassion. And most importantly, choose to look for the good in every situation.
I love it.
And don't forget to visit aura901.com. for more amazing insights and practical tools.
Absolutely.
Mosita is a true gem, making esoteric knowledge accessible and empowering for everyone.
She is.
So there you have it, a deep dive into the spiritual gangster within.
I hope you enjoyed it.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights and are feeling inspired to take action.
Yes.
Remember, the power is yours. Choose wisely.
Absolutely.
Until next time, keep diving deep.
Bye.